Well, we've realised from the data received in relation to consumer complaints during the course of 2022 that the amount of complaints in relation to builders and people who do refurbishment works at home has increased compared to the data of 2021, which leads us to believe that there is a need to make consumers aware when they engage with builders and people who do refurbishments at home. Just to put it in figures, we've already received more than 25 complaints this year to date, compared to 19 in the whole of 2021, which was a year when we received the most complaints ever. So it's just an indicator of how many issues we feel consumers are finding in the wider community. And for that reason, we've raised awareness of how to deal, or how best practice of how to deal with builders and people who offer refurbishment works.
So why do you think it is that you're getting so many complaints in this particular sector?
We have a lot of issues with the informality that there exists in the sector in Gibraltar. It's very common for, particularly because there's a lot of work, it's very common for builders to just engage with their consumers over social media, by WhatsApp, and just agree very informally what is going to be done. And later down the line, that leads to discrepancies in what the consumer expected from the builder and what the builder thought they were going to deliver on. And there's also informality in terms of preparing contracts. They're often not written, they're often not specifying times for completion, whether materials need to be bought by the person carrying out the works or by the consumer, and all of that informality tends to lead to issues. We also find that there are lots of unregistered and unlicensed people in Gibraltar who are offering refurbishment services, and as a result we have a lot of complaints when things go wrong, but it's very, very difficult to tackle it because obviously it's difficult to pinpoint someone who's only given you a mobile number and there's no real establishment in Gibraltar.
So what's the best advice you can offer for anyone that might have issues with builders or in this category?
We've prepared a awareness document that you can find on the OFT website at oft.gov.gi. If you go into the document section, it's under awareness. But largely it's make sure we know who the builder is, make sure you know that the business you're engaging with is properly established, has a license, has appropriate insurance. Then also at the time of getting a quote for the works that you want to carry out, make sure that you get it from multiple people so you understand and can compare prices and what is going to be offered. Make sure you ask people to come to your home to see the works that need to be carried out before they offer a quote. And then at the time that you've decided to go ahead with a particular business, make sure you have a written contract that what is going to be done is properly reflected in writing, and that your expectations and theirs are aligned. And then just be on top of the works that need to be carried out. Make sure that you are checking that they meet your standards or even legal standards that must be met when you're doing refurbishment works. For instance, if you need town planning and building control approval, make sure that you get that in advance. And if you're doing electrical works, make sure that they are qualified electricians. If not, you may run into problems further down the line. And given the nature of the works, and normally they are very expensive to carry out, this can leave consumers out of pocket and very, very frustrated. If that were to happen to a consumer, they can always come to the OFT and we'll be happy to assist them. And we'll do anything we can to be able to make things right for them.